Hey everybody, it's BigHeadCode here. Today I'll be reviewing Fight and Rage for the PC. It's available now on Steam for $19.99. Fight and Rage is a 2D side-scrolling beat-em-up that pays homage to classics like Final Fight and Streets of Rage. It features multiple endings, a ton of unlockables, and some surprisingly deep fighting mechanics. But can it breathe life into a genre that's known for its repetitive gameplay? Let's find out in the review. Up first, we have graphics. Fight and Rage features a retro 16-bit aesthetic with some pretty damn smooth animations. Depending on what branch of the story you're on, you'll see varying locales from a post-apocalyptic wasteland to a Turtles in Time-inspired aquatic battle. Each stage looks distinct with the exception of a few of the later levels. The game features multiple display options to recreate the old-school look this game was inspired by. From scan lines to high dynamic range levels, the display settings are very flexible and allow for a number of different graphical presentations. I personally prefer to play with a more modern look with smoother post effects and a less saturated color scheme. Each of the game's three main characters look and play very distinct. F. Norris, a ninja inspired by Final Fight's Guy, Gal, who looks and plays a lot like SNK's Mai, and Ricardo, a mutant luchador human rights activist who plays like Hagar if he learns Sagat's Tiger Uppercut. My only gripe graphically is that much like the genre is known for, there isn't much variation in the enemies you battle. You're gonna beat the crap out of a lot of cat and wolf clones, with minor graphical and color changes to try to make them feel like different enemies. This would normally add to the genre's repetitive nature, but fortunately for Fight and Rage, beating the crap out of hundreds of cat and wolf clones is damn fun. Up next, sound. Fight and Rage features a soundtrack composed by Gonzalo Varela. I'm not at all familiar with his previous works, but his work on this game's soundtrack is simply amazing. With guitar leads reminiscent of the Guilty Gear series to upbeat jazz and funk-inspired tracks, Varela does an awesome job capturing not only the nostalgic feel of old-school beat-em-ups, but creates some truly exceptional original pieces that sound completely distinct to Fight and Rage. Like most games of this genre, Fight and Rage features no voice acting, presents its story almost entirely via the dialogue. Other than the grunts of characters as they perform their attacks, there isn't a lot of variation in the sound effects. But somehow hearing the crunchy kick effects as you unleash a 100-hit combo on a giant mutant buffalo never gets old. And finally, gameplay. Fight and Rage is definitely easy to pick up but hard to master. It can be played with up to 3 players locally, and it's played with only 3 buttons: an attack, a jump, and 1 button to perform your character's special move. Your special move is an extremely powerful attack that puts you in an invincible state for a short period of time. Some characters have different special moves depending on if you're holding a direction or in the air. Your special move can be performed if your SP gauge is full and will deplete once you've used it, but can be used again without the SP gauge at the cost of a small percentage of your health. Each character also has an anti-air type move that is performed by pressing down, up, then attack. It doesn't require any SP gauge, but can leave you pretty vulnerable afterward if you don't have a special move to cancel into. Unlike other beat-em-ups, Fight and Rage introduces a parry mechanic much like the one found in Street Fighter 3. You simply press towards an enemy at the exact time you're about to be hit, and you'll take no damage, refill your SP gauge, and can counterattack immediately. This makes playing Fight and Rage feel more like you're playing a fighting game that just happens to be in a beat-em-up, which I personally love. Fight and Rage features multiple paths through its storyline that change depending on your actions in-game. For instance, the very first boss in the game is holding an NPC hostage. If you walk anywhere near him, he kills her. I completed the game multiple times before realizing that a few screens before the boss, an enemy drops a knife. If you're able to carry the knife through the next few screens without using it, you could throw it at the first boss, and as a reward for saving her life, the NPC takes you down a secret passage. There are multiple instances like this in the game, and although gameplay doesn't change much through the varying paths, it's exciting to experiment with different things to see how they'll change the outcome of the game. A complete playthrough only takes about 45 minutes to an hour, but this game is made for multiple playthroughs. The ending you get is dependent on which character or pairing of characters you're using, each character having their own individual endings and different endings depending on if you're using 2 or all 3 characters. After scoring enough points through arcade mode, you can unlock AI-controlled teammates to help you get every ending in the game. Speaking of unlockables, this game has a ton of them. Each character has multiple costumes that not only change the color of the character, but drastically alter their appearance. You can also unlock every enemy in the game for use in the game's unlockable versus and score attack modes. Versus mode pits 2 players against each other in a 2 out of 3 falls match similar to Street Fighter. It can be played with 2 players locally or against a computer-controlled opponent. Some of the characters in this mode are complete throwaways, like the cat and wolf grunts from the arcade mode, but some, like the M. Bison clone G Tiger and the Adon-inspired Song Do, can perform some pretty impressive combos and can make for a serious threat in versus mode. Score attack in Fight and Rage is very different from score attack in other games. Instead of playing through the arcade mode to get the highest score, you're placed in what's almost like a horde mode to see how far you can get within a certain time limit. You're able to use all the unlockable characters, which gives some variation of the gameplay, but I would have liked to use the unlockable characters in the traditional arcade mode. Fight and Rage also features an unlockable training mode that teaches you everything from the most basic of attacks to the most advanced combos in the game. The game separates these by splitting them into belts, with white belt being the game's most simple mechanics, to black belt being achieved by completing the expert combo tutorial within a certain time limit. Doing so unlocks a new costume for the character you completed it with, and that's what I love about this game. It rewards you for playing it and replaying it. Fight and Rage definitely moves the beat-em-up genre in the right direction. A genre known for repetitive gameplay with no real replay value, Fight and Rage is a game you can play and enjoy for countless hours. I do wish there was a little bit more enemy variety, but that's really the only negative thing I could say about this game. I've beaten the game multiple times and have yet to unlock everything and see every ending, but I have yet to grow tired of restarting another playthrough of arcade mode. I give Fight and Rage a 9 out of 10 and highly suggest it to anyone looking for some arcade fun on the PC. I'm BigHeadCode, and if you like what you saw, please hit the like and subscribe button and stay tuned for future content.